Hi singers! Today I woke up with a stuffy nose, a sore scratchy throat, and usually I would recommend that you don't sing. But what do you do if you have a performance that you simply cannot miss? Today we're going to talk about what happens with your voice when you're sick and how can you prepare to sing if the show simply must go on. Welcome to Singgeek. Hi singers! Oh, today I was really not feeling it, but knowing that I was coming here, talking to you guys, hanging out with you guys got me out of bed and feeling better. So singing is just can be really frustrating when you're sick because it's never fun being sick in the first place. But when people are counting on you, you want to come, you want to show up for them, and it's you can't get out of that commitment always. It has happened to me when I had gigs. Where I was the lead singer and I really couldn't find a substitute for that, or if I booked and paid for studio time already and it's just too important so that you can't really just drop it. You're going to be losing all that money. So you go in and you perform and you do your best. So today we're going to assess our voices together, look at how bad the damage is and then where the damage is. And then we're going to do some exercises together that can prepare our voice to be the best that it can be. And look at a few home remedies also. So first, let's try to determine together how bad it really is with your voice. What's going on there? It is actually so that usually when you feel that you have a sore voice, a sore throat, you feel it sort of everywhere, but there's different ways. You can have a swelling up here, or you can have a swelling in your vocal folds. And if the swelling is up here and there's no swelling in your vocal folds, you can pretty often get your voice sounding back to normal, because the sound is down here in your vocal folds. That's where we produce the sound. So you've seen me do this before. Try to just speak and listen to your tone and see if you can't get back to that normal voice that you know. Support, use good technique. Then oftentimes when you listen and you get out of that sick feeling, you actually realize, okay, my voice is actually doing pretty good. Maybe if you're sick, you just need to get some of that phlegm off. Phlegm is that mucus that we feel in our vocal folds. It sits there, it feels kind of slippery, and it can make your voice sound a little bit raspy. So you can work on getting some of that off if you feel that your voice otherwise is actually pretty okay. Let's try and see if we can't get some of that phlegm off to return your voice to normal. I like to do a vocal warm-up. I like to do lip trills. Obviously, you know me, I love the lip trill. Just like a 5-minute lip trill to try and shake off some of that phlegm from my vocal folds, just very gently. Starting with some chest voice and moving into your head voice. When you're sick, in the beginning, often the head voice can feel like it's hard to access. If your vocal folds are swollen, that's definitely a thing, but the phlegm can also affect your ability to access your head voice. So try and do a few like this. Just very gently. Just keep going with it for a few minutes, make it a little bit of a warm-up. Don't just do a few, maybe like 3 to 5 minutes. That's really nice. Other things that people usually do to get rid of phlegm. I had a voice teacher some years back when I was a little bit younger, and he always talked about like drinking something with a little bit of acidity in it. So for example, some orange juice or some apple cider vinegar. That was one of his tricks to get rid of phlegm. A lot of people also use steaming, which we're going to talk about later in the home remedies. So try these things out to see if you can't get rid of that phlegm, and then listen to your voice and see, maybe it is actually okay. If I remove myself from feeling so sick, I'm listening to my voice, maybe it is actually better than I thought it would be. If you were able to get some of that phlegm off, you might still have some things that are affecting your voice because it's traveling through here, right? And one thing that happens to a lot of people when they're sick, it is that they get this sort of sound because nothing is traveling through their nose. It's just all clogged up. So we want to get rid of some of that, right? So that you can get resonant again with your voice. There's a simple exercise. It's just a resonant hum where you engage the mask. You might remember from my resonance video. You can find it right here. That when you engage the mask, everything shakes and it really vibrates. So it will shake everything loose. So what you do is that you just make this resonant hum, sort of like the sound of a cow, where you go, and I can really feel everything's vibrating again. these ready because I've had students where they don't even have that stuffy noses, but once they start with this exercise, it really shakes everything loose. So do this exercise, as I said, 3 to 5 minutes. Keep doing it for a while to really shake everything. And then blow your nose, and it will help you get rid of some of the stuff. If you tried the things that we just did, the lip trill and the shaking up here, there's a good chance that your voice is already improved. And then I'm really happy for you. But if you're unlucky and that you feel that it didn't really improve your voice that much, you might have a swelling in your vocal folds. You can usually tell that it's harder to start your notes. It's like it's sticky in your vocal folds. So instead of singing ah, you might sing ah, ah. It's like sort of hard to get them to go. It's also harder to sustain notes, and pitch can be a little bit hard. Because think of it, it's like if you have playing the guitar and you have swollen fingers, it's harder to get that precision, because a lot of it for us, and also if you're playing the guitar, it's muscle memory. So those can be things that are happening if you do have swollen vocal folds. As your vocal teacher, the first thing I'm going to tell you is if you have swollen vocal folds, I recommend that you don't sing. But that doesn't really help you today, because you're here because you have to sing. So we're going to talk about some remedies and some things you can do to make your vocal folds work better, even though they are swollen. Again, you should really not do it too much, but if you have to, here's some remedies. The first thing you can do to get your vocal folds back to normal is you gotta hydrate. So your vocal folds, when they're swollen, they're also dry and they're not as elastic as they usually are. So you gotta hydrate. So get hydration back into them so they can work properly again. So drink a bunch of water to make that moisture come from within. A lot of people, they also do where they have a steamer. A lot of singers have a steamer where you can inhale the steam. If you don't have a fancy thing like that, just go take a really hot shower. Go in there and just breathe. And then you'll get all that hot steam. You can also drink a cup of tea. Mint tea or turmeric tea is supposed to actually be really good for inflammation. I like these home remedies. Drink it, sit and sip it, feel the steam. That's really good for you. If you already live in a dry climate, you might already have an air humidifier. Those are also great if you can turn that on before you go to bed. Fill the air with moisture and inhale that all night. So there's some good ways for you to get moisture back into your voice. And there's really no need that you shouldn't be doing this to help your voice, because it is very easy, right? Drink some tea. So do that. The last thing I want to talk about is how to get you through your performance. So this is the hand that you've been dealt. You're not at your best. So how can we work with what you got? Go to your cast or to your band and tell them, guys, I'm not feeling at my best today, but we're going to do this. And then try to pick up, if you have some high notes, some high power notes that you know are going to be hard, choose a few lower notes to sing instead. That is okay. And if you have a solo or some place where you're doing a lot of riffs and runs, ask a guitar player to do a solo there instead. I'm sure he will be happy to. I know it's not fun and it's not what you had hoped for, but it's much better to do a solid performance than messing up, right? I want to do a solid performance. And that brings me to my last point, is that when you get up on stage, don't be the singer that says, hi everyone, I'm a little sick today. No. Think about the people that you idolize. Would they do that? No. Be a strong singer. Go up there, get that solid performance done, and then afterwards, if you're talking to friends and family and they're saying, oh, you sound a little sick, you say, yeah, actually I was a little sick today, but it was important for me to go out and do this for you. That is the singer that gets asked for the second gig, I promise you. So be that singer. I know you can be that singer. Guys, I'm gonna go jump back to bed. It's so nice to come here and hang out with you guys. I have been wanting to do this community for a while, and I can just see that we're growing, and it is just so awesome to come here and geek out on the singing. If you're not yet a part of this community, there is a subscribe button right here. And for the rest of you guys, I know you can do this gig. I am super excited for you to do it. You can do it, get that performance done, and then let me know in the comments below how it went. I want to know. I'll see you next week.